tell you right now, this makes the 49ers Super Bowl chances much better than they were a day ago. Because if Trey would have went down and Nate Sudfeld was stepping in, and Nate Sudfeld has had some good moments, that would have been all right. Not anymore. You don't have to worry about that anymore. And yes, Shotjay right here. Does this make it easier to trade Jimmy? 1,000% because he lowered the cap number. That's huge. So what Jimmy and his agent were trying to do, they've been allowed to seek a trade for a while. But again, for Jimmy to do that, he got to take a lot of money off the table. Clay, how we doing, man? What do we got going?
Hey, John, what's going on? Wow, what a huge turn of events. Awesome, it's awesome. Fantastic to see. Now, I want to come in because I'm seeing conflicting reports as I'm keeping up with kind of the impromptu Twitter reporting that's going on. A lot of people are claiming that Jimmy has a no trade clause in this contract in writing. So that would prevent the 49ers from trading him this season. But
it doesn't mean he can't be traded. It means he can say no.
Right.
So now you can't trade him to the Texans. You can't trade him to the
Seahawks.
Well, I think, places like that. Yeah. So that's what a no trade clause is, which Jimmy fought for in his very first extension because he got 2 years that he was allowed to have a no trade clause. And that was one of the final battles in the contract. So now Jimmy says, look, I'll lower this number, but you're not going to send me to a place that's going to lower my long-term value. So if that no trade clause is in there, which the Athletics reporting it is, and so if that is, Jimmy wants to be in control of his destiny. He's been shipped out before. Remember whenever he was with the Patriots and he got shipped over here, which was a good situation. Don't send me to the freaking Commanders, right? Don't send me to one of those crappy teams. So that is what that no trade clause is, Clayton. Is there anything else out there as far as questions go? We're going to be here for a minute because I know the way everything reacts and pulls through, it takes a while to get this on. I love it, Hal. He says, Quest for 6. Whoa, yes. This is awesome. This is all great news. This is all positive. Now, okay, here we go. Let's deal with the ramifications of this from a roster construction standpoint. Thank you, Clayton. One, this doesn't even necessarily mean you have to cut more people. From the quarterback, it does. It doesn't. I saw somebody put in there, an undrafted free agent's gone now. No, I think Nate Sudfeld is gone now. Now, you paid him $2 million, which is a decent chunk of money, but you can put him back on the practice squad, and he's going to be all right with that. Coach Cruz, Chapman, where does this money now go towards? Well, one, the 49ers were dead last in the NFL in cap space, okay? So I want to pull this up, and again, this is a huge if. We are going to have on Wednesday Jason Hurley on, and I'm hoping that we can get, everything out as far as the cap numbers by that point because the 49ers are creative as hell. Now, the 49ers were dead last in the NFL with negative $479 million adjusted cap. They were dead last. I think that this is going to free up. I think his cap number is going to be around $12 million when it's all said and done. If you look at the $6.5 million for this year, plus the just over $5 million for last year, that was rolled into his signing bonus. So 11 from 27, you're talking $16 million. That's going to jump the 49ers as high as number 6. 6th most cap space. If my numbers off of all these, conjectures and all the stuff that's going out there, that's where it's going to put them. So if that's the case, the 49ers now jump up. Now, the plan the whole entire time isn't necessarily to sign more people right now unless you want to trade something and bring in a bigger contract, which I don't think that's what the Niners want to do. What you do with that money is you just keep it on the back burner, roll it into next year, and that $16 million is basically going to help sign Bosa. That's where that comes into play. Now, Sean, which quarterback ends up on the practice squad? It's going to be Nate Sudfeld. They already kind of paid him the guarantee, so they'll be able to get him in relatively easily. And again, the whole promise is, remember, the 49ers have done very right by Nate Sudfeld. You remember last year where they bumped him up to the active roster, even though he had no shot at playing time, just so he could get a bigger paycheck? They've invested heavily in Sudfeld. Maybe Brock Purdy could inch him out, but I doubt it. If Sudfeld gets claimed, now the 49ers basically are sitting there saying, hey, if Sudfeld does get claimed by somebody else, great. Good for him. We'll call it Purdy. And so they're going to be all right there. Look at Michael. This is madness. That's right, baby. It is madness. Who would have thought? It seemed like they wouldn't even let Jimmy on the field. Didn't even get a playbook. But just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in. Oh, man, I freaking love it for all the Godfather fans out there. This is incredible. I'm very, very happy. You think they're going to trade Sudfeld? His contract's friendly enough. Mason Rudolph is another quarterback that's kind of, I think Mason Rudolph's $3 million, so he's cheaper than him. That's out there, again, these fringe number 3 quarterbacks that teams are trying to trade or trade for. They fooled everybody. Here's what I will say. The 49ers front office doesn't leak.